Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus in Mighty. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
A community searching for essentials, waiting for relief, and many more still living in the dark. Holiday. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. We are so grateful to be a part of your day. Well, the clock is ticking to get our island back to the way it was before Typhoon Mawar devastated us all.
Tomorrow marks 2 weeks since the storm hit, and the recovery for most just isn't moving quick enough.
We see government of Guam officials and others out there working to help as many people as possible. We are grateful for them. But some, like Linda Meno of Manila, are feeling fed up with the slow response. She spoke with Senator Chris Barnett today from the shelter at Maria Ujoa in Dededo.
What is your message for our governor and our lieutenant governor?
I need both of them to come out and reach for their people and see what their people needs, and even if they need an assistance to log it down, because that's their job. Their job is to take care of the people in the island of Guam, especially the ones that have so many kids and got no place to go. I've seen them out there walking around and they're not being outreached at. I mean, what happened? I've seen police officers passing by, I've seen government cars passing by, but nobody stops to help them out. But where is the governor since the day before the typhoon? Where are they both? Not even the school staffs know. I mean, that's odd, because they should be the ones to be in contact with the governor and the lieutenant governor, and then they should be the one to be coming out all the time, letting us know what's going on, what's going to happen, and all that. But we don't hear anything. That's the sad thing about it. Ay, ay, ay. Santa Maria.
Dispensa, ma'am. I'm sorry.
We're starving.
Yeah.
We're starving. Only one bar, one small box of water. Every day, every day.
Ma'am, I'm so sorry to hear that.
And we're like saying, where is the governor? We're hungry. And then the school treatment is poor, very poor.
A neighborhood demolished. That's the reality up in Jigo. A village hit the hardest during the storm.
A heartbreaking scene to this day. Mitsuki Hirayama went to the zero down area where the FSM community call home, now waiting for help.
Tomorrow will be 2 weeks since Typhoon Mawar touched down on Guam, devastating many homes across the island, but especially up here in Jigo at what's known as the Zero Down subdivision. How has the storm been like for you guys here?
It really impacted the whole entire family, the whole entire community here in Zero Down. It really hit bad. And we're struggling with the supplies and everything that we need.
And you mentioned earlier that FEMA has not been able to be down here yet?
Yes, they're not yet here. We did get information from them to do an inspection, and they're supposed to be arriving on the Sunday, but they were sick, so hopefully they'll come in today. Yeah.
And have they let you know what kind of assistance that maybe they'll be able to provide you guys?
No, not yet. We haven't know yet what assistance that they will give us, because they haven't arrived yet. They're not yet here with us. So they do. There are some FEMA that they do come around and they ask us what we need, so we did give them what we need.
And what are those things that you guys are in need of?
We really need tent to start all over again. And, if they could provide us with generator, because it's already almost 2 weeks after the typhoon, and we're still with no power. And we have some of our kids living out here at night, sleeping here with no power.
And do you guys have water here?
We do have water, but it's slow. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Can you describe some of the damages that have hit you guys?
Yes, our house just these two here got
blown away, everything in it, it's all destroyed. That house there, just the rooftop that flew away, and we have to repair it right after the typhoon, so some of them has to stay in, and some have a place to stay.
And moving forward, once you're able to get assistance for FEMA, what are you hoping for?
We hope to get our hopes back together and rebuild what we lost, and yeah, make everything better.
Our unsung heroes during times like this are our power and water crews. They continue to work around the clock to get this vital resource back up.
Tonight, we highlight their efforts.
The folks with the Guam Waterworks Authority are among the unsung heroes working tirelessly to restore the critical services needed for daily life post-Typhoon Mawar. Today, we're here on site with the GWA crew for a well pull near Joanne's Bakery in Jigo, speaking with OPS Manager of Water Production and Treatment, Ray Quintanilla.
And we're here at wells Y1 and Y2 here in Jigo, as I mentioned earlier. So I wanted to ask you, what does a well pull entail?
A well pull out is actually, once we determine whether or not it's an instrumentation, an electrical or a mechanical issue, that dictates whether or not we pull it out from, sometimes our wells are about 400, 500 feet deep. That actually entails pulling out pipe columns and getting to the pump and motor at the bottom. That can take anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. It's a laborious thing, but it's what we need to do to get the water to the people of Guam.
Right, what does a day in the life look like for GWA workers?
GWA right now and our counterparts are working 12 to 16-hour days and stuff, tirelessly trying to get the water back to as many people as we can, especially our valued customers and stuff, and everybody and their families and stuff, because I think water is the sustenance of life.
What is it like being able to restore water to our island residents?
For me, this is actually what I signed up for. So it's a very good feeling to know that we can give people water, not just our families, but everybody that needs water. Like I said earlier, water is the sustenance of life. So I think it's important for us to make sure that everybody gets their water back as soon as they can.
More than 50 complaints of open burning reported during the aftermath of the storm. A reminder that's not allowed at this time.
The complaints growing, forcing the Guam Fire Department to remind the community to stop burning debris. Our Jonah Gincharfra speaks with GFD Acting Fire Chief for more about the importance of the PSA.
I know that there is currently a PSA out about the no burning policy. Could you, I guess, kind of go into detail about why it's important not for people to burn? I know a lot of people have a lot of down vegetation that they want to obviously burn and get rid of. I mean, but there's a reason behind the whole no burn policy.
Yes. Well, first of all, it just by law, it's illegal to burn unless you burn with a permit approved by the Guam Fire Department. And a lot of the main reasons why we give permits is, number one, is to educate on how to properly burn in a safe manner. And two is to make sure that there's a way to extinguish it. With the island-wide water pressure and water situation as it is, I think it's just prudent that we just put out that prohibition on burning. And it comes down to being able to respond to it should it get out of control. So I would tell you, Joe, in the last 36 hours, we've had 60 plus reported unauthorized burnings. And these are usually reported because, the neighbors around them are, whether they're drying clothes or, as you know, the power situation, everybody's sleeping outside. And they're succumbing to the smoke, right, which is the byproduct of burning. And so it's not just about being able to respond to it, with the lack of water, but it's also the fact that it can be a nuisance and it is a health hazard to the surrounding population. So there's many reasons why we're trying to put a stop to the burning, and we're trying to do it without resorting to issuing citations. We understand. We're all going through this recovery, and everybody wants to clean up their green waste one way or another. But the best solution to all of that really is to take advantage of the debris centers that are being stood up around the island between the mayors and Guam EPA, right? So that we can put all these debris into one location.
Many of Guam's public schools suffered tremendous damage from the storm. The campus is already in need of major repairs even before Mawar repaired its ugly reared its ugly head.
Guam Department of Education leaders have been making assessments and are set to share results with senators tomorrow. Julian Hernandez reports.
Fixing the school campuses is key, and the damage is hard to miss, like here at John F. Kennedy High School in Upper Tumon. The broken fences, the stacks of broken solar panels, and the trailer full of wooden debris. It's a similar situation in all the other public schools. Take a look at the video. These images sent to KUAM showing other schools taking on a number of damages from Typhoon Mawar, from missing and damaged ceiling tiles and broken doors to debris outside and bleachers thrown up against the metal fences, bending them. School staff are also seen cleaning up inside of the classrooms that were left flooded, and people have been collecting debris scattered throughout the campuses. These images captured just yesterday at D.L. Perez, Upi, and Orda Chalampago elementary schools and Agata Middle. Some schools are still being used as shelters, housing families who have been greatly affected by Typhoon Mawar. They are not accepting any more residents. Now, GDOE officials have declined to speak on the results of their assessment. Education spokeswoman Michelle Franquez only telling KUAM that education leaders want to wait to present the findings to the Guam legislature tomorrow morning. We will have coverage from that hearing. For now, I'm Julian Hernandez, KUAM News.
The JFK class of 2023 will graduate as scheduled next week. The school lobbied hard to keep the June 15th date, which was just approved by GDOE.
That's right. These students have spent most of their high school years under a global pandemic, and they didn't want the worst storm in 20 years to dampen their ceremony. Here's Nestor Locanto with more.
All right, thanks. And I'm here with Angelo Andres, who is not only a teacher and a senior class advisor, but a parent of a graduating JFK student. Thanks for joining us, Angelo.
Thanks for having me, Nestor.
Okay, you pushed really hard to keep the date. Can you explain why and your reaction to the approval by the superintendent?
Yeah, we're really excited about the superintendent, acting superintendent Wampat, and also the board for allowing us to graduate. We had our plans already ready ever since January. And unfortunately, this typhoon just kind of put a dampen on our plans, but we were ready. And even after the typhoon, we kept on pushing and just reassuring our admin, that we're ready to go. Our vendors were already on standby, and we just wanted a date to actually be committed by the department, so we can move forward. So I'm really glad the students, the seniors, are very happy that a date is set, and we're just ready to move forward. So I'm really glad and happy.
Yeah, and it's really important for this particular class because they've been through a lot. I mean, they've been through about 3 years of COVID, and now this big typhoon. So talk about that.
Yes, you know what? Even during COVID, we kind of just didn't let the pandemic stop us. These bunch of seniors, very driven. They put together the school's very first online gaming tournament. They also put together an online talent show, just to kind of keep the spirit up. We also had fundraising efforts, of course, following the guidelines of COVID. So even during the pandemic, these seniors still pushed through. So again, like I said, the vendors are already all paid. They're ready to go. They're just waiting, for the date. And I'm just glad that we had this date. And, there's a lot of push also and support from our alumni group. Our alumni group is so awesome. These guys, even when we were pushing with our school to be built, they came in full force in support of the JFK seniors, especially the class of 76. I reached out to them, and it was so awesome to know that even after 10 days, after Typhoon Pamela hit, they were still able to graduate, and they graduated 500 strong here at the courtyard at JFK. So that kind of gave us hope, and they were there in support of us. So, our JFK admin has been very great. They've been there with us. They've been our voice as well. And I'm just really glad that the, acting superintendent Wampat, as well as the board, saw our plan, and they trusted that we have everything ready. So we're just ready to go. We're ready to go.
All right, yeah, that class of 76, that was pretty close to my era, so I remember that quite well. Congratulations to the class of 2023. A lot of memories to look back on and a lot of things to look forward to. Angela, Andres, thanks for joining us. Back to you guys in the studio.
There are some sad news to report, though. One of the graduating seniors drowned just before the storm.
He will be honored by classmates at next week's ceremony, and a chair left open for him.
The storm took out the crops for many farmers.
And Mitsuki Hirayama now has more on what's being offered to help them out.
If you look around the Department of Agriculture's nursery, you can see just how hard Typhoon Mawar hit the island, and it's a similar scene across the island for our farmers. And joining us here now is Director Chelsea Munya. Can you just tell me the reason why, this is the reason why you guys are rolling out the crop loss compensation program. Can you tell me more about that program?
Absolutely. So the crop loss compensation program, it was one that was started years ago. So this isn't the first time we'd be rolling it out. The Department of Agriculture has provided services through this program to farmers in several years before. The process is that we provide a preliminary assessment of the amount of damage we determine hit farmers. And in this case with Typhoon Mawar, we were estimating about 90 to 100% loss for farmers. So then we provide a number amount to the legislature to appropriate to fund the program. And then we started Monday, but we started issuing applications to farmers, primarily in the northern areas with the Farmers Co-op, stationed at the Farmers Co-op, and then in the southern station at the Inalahan Mayor's office. We have staff there handing out applications and explaining the program to farmers. For the remainder of the week, after today, we'll have them issued here at our agency for a central location for farmers. The farmers will fill out the applications. We will conduct inspections of their farms and then determine an appropriate amount of compensation for the farmers. We must state, though, that it's not a 100% reimbursement program, or you won't be compensated at 100% of all your losses. We need to consider the number of farmers who are applying. Commercial farmers are the priority. Commercial farmers who are in good standing with the agency with their crop reports, which they submit every 6 months, and with their bona fide standing certification, which they renew annually. After that, if there's any remaining funds left, then we will consider applications from non-commercial farmers or our subsistence farmers that are registered with the agency as well. And then after that, should there be any funds left, we consider those who are not registered.
Right, and you've told me how they can apply for that program, but when is the deadline for the last day that farmers can apply?
June 20th. We're providing 10 working days starting tomorrow. So from tomorrow, because we issued out applications Monday, we anticipate some farmers will be able to submit the completed applications with the receipts starting today. So starting today, 10 working days, which ends on June 20th.
All right, thank you so much, Director Munya. And also the Guahan Sustainable Culture is also, we're able to help our farmers as well, giving out micro grants. You can find out more about that on KUAM.com.
The relief efforts have been incredible during the aftermath of the storm.
The help continuing to pour in even from off-island. Regional correspondent Tomas Menglotnia has the story.
This 40-foot container filled with supplies and goods after less than a week of donations. Now the government officials are working to fill another container and ship that to Guam. The Saipan community showing up for Guam in their time of need.
We've been here since Friday. Yesterday we were able to secure a second 40-foot container. Special thanks to Charlie Hermosa with APL.
The first container will be ready to ship by Thursday, and Corrections Commissioner Anthony Torres says he's working with Guam Mayor Jesse Allig, who will receive and distribute the donations when it arrives.
We pretty much got this first container filled up with water, non-perishable food items, rice, you name it, all the survival type items that the people of Guam are going to need as well.
They'll continue to collect donations at the Multi-Purpose Center until Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
So far, the support from the community has been super overwhelming. We're going to need a lot. we're going to need a harder push for this 40-foot container. So hopefully we get more, businesses and nonprofit organizations come together to help us with this mission. And there's been this constant slogan that we've been saying out here is Nayanimu Marianas, and people are just coming out, and it's just, as you can see when people roll up, the donations from anything, from a few canned goods to 50 cases to 100 cases of water. It's been it's been phenomenal.
Torres is also waiting for approval to send a team of DOC staff, including himself, to assist Guam officials on the ground with what they need.
Once I get the green light, we can go to Guam and assist in any way, shape, or form with either law enforcement or also maybe, debris management and whatnot.
Tomas Manglona, KUAM News, Saipan.
For Giving Every Tuesday, we shine the light on one of the many who have stepped up to help those affected by Typhoon Mawar.
Whether it be delivering a hot meal or bringing water to a home that has no access, it's these acts of kindness that mean so much. Jonah Goncharfris has more.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
Everyone on Guam in some shape or form was affected by Typhoon Mawar. Some of us hit harder than others, some even losing their homes. Community residents, businesses, and organizations have stepped up in helping those who need it the most. In this week's Giving Every Tuesday, we like to feature the efforts of Ben Schiff from Alter Ego Entertainment. Hafa Ben.
Hafa, how are you guys doing today?
And I know that this wouldn't have been possible without the efforts with other businesses as well, other individuals as well.
Yes, ever since I got back on island, I've had many local businesses step up, as well as Island Twisters, Sungy Session, Good Buds, Savage Sandwiches, Wise Owl Animal Hospital, Nihi Kids, Micronesia Climate Change Alliance, and everybody's really been stepping up to do their part.
And now I know that you weren't here for the typhoon. You were en route back from Manila. I guess when you arrived finally on island on May 31st, what did you, arrive to?
I did arrive to a lot of my personal belongings as well as my business in shambles, but compared to other people who lost their homes, as well as have been out with no power and no water for over 2 weeks now, it really made me want to step up and worry about the community first and worry about my things later.
And so what are the things that you have been doing getting out there? I know that you have a trailer right behind you and you've been making your way out to village residents that maybe don't have access to potable water and ice for medical needs. Could you take us through, what you've been doing?
Yes, so first step, we got a hold of all of our friends that we knew that were diabetic, and they have specific needs of keeping their insulin cold, like my good friend Tricky Rick from Island Twisters, and we wanted to make sure that the people with medical needs could get and keep their medicine cold. So we had Wise Owl Animal Hospital donate reusable, freezable bags, and we've been freezing them, as well as donating all the ice from our ice machine as possible. And we encourage other businesses and restaurants to just help our Manuncle through this time until GPA can get the power up and running again.
And then going out to these parts of the island, and you're coming across these people that either need water, need their devices charged. What is their reaction when you come by?
They've been very grateful. It really makes us feel blessed that we're able to help out. A lot of them have told us stories of them going to the mayor's office or places that were supposed to have water that just ran out because the demand is so high. So us giving that extra bit of relief or assistance really made people's day, just helping out when they were able to find non-potable water and find a place to charge. So it really been helping out the community, and I encourage, if you do have power, if you do have water, just to step up just a little bit and help during this time where GWA and GPA are working as fast as possible.
And I know that you have the trailer all packed and ready to go. Where will you be heading out to today?
Well, we've been following the Guam Waterworks Authority's public notices. So I know we just checked their notice number 3, that Cross Island Road, Santa Rita, is still without water, as well as Back Road, Manilao, all the way up to Jigo is without water. So we're going to be strolling by both places today and just trying to assist as much as possible.
And if there's anyone watching, whether it be businesses, organizations, maybe people that maybe need your assistance, what message would you want to get out to them?
Our message basically today is just a call to action. If you're able to help in any form, now is the time to step up. If you are a small local business and want to get involved, feel free to DM us, and we'll be more than happy to figure out how you can assist, as well as if you're a person just on Guam with power and water, freeze some ice cubes, give it to the manuncles so that they can keep their medicine cold, because you're really, together we'll get through this. We're in this for the long haul. We're not going to get better today or tomorrow, but with everybody helping out, we'll get through this faster.
Thank you so much, Ben, and thank you so much, gentlemen, for putting in the work and showing that just how resilient our people are here on Guam. Thank you.
Exactly.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
It's birthday wishes time.
Here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts.
Okay, everybody, it is a Tuesday on the 6th of June, so let's all say happy birthday to some very special people, especially special to us here at KUAM. First of all, Vivian, otherwise known as Nick's mom. Happy birthday to the woman who you can always count on. You are the best daughter, sister, mom, and mama to us all. We celebrate you today and always with all the love in the world. And this is a long list, so check this out. Nicole, Byron, Nick, Nathia, Tori, Taylor, baby Byron, Kevin, Curtis, Quinn, and so many others who say they love you very, very much. Miss Vivian, we send you our very, very best happy birthday wishes to you. And another member of our extended family here at KUAM, Miss Angie Duenas, who is Destiny Cruz's mother-in-law-to-be, wishing you a lifetime of blessings. Miss Angie, happy birthday to you, and your family is sending you the really big heart emoji. You know, like the big one with the shiny reflection and everything. Si Zeus Maasi. So, to Angie and Vivian, we wish you both blessings and a very, very happy birthday.
That's your primetime show. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. For the latest on power and water restoration, disposal sites, and FEMA and Red Cross relief, go to KUAM.com or check out KUAM News on social.
Remember, you can check out FEMA at the Disaster Recovery Centers. Call them at 1-800-621-3362 or go to disasterassistance.gov. Stay strong.
And stay beautiful, Guam.